Alex Pereira needs to retire from the UFC. Or does he? First of all, I just want to say I wanted Alex Pereira to win that fight. I definitely wanted him to win that fight against Ankalaev, but, it didn't go in his favor. I will mention a few points before I get into the rounds and the more specifics of things, but I will say that he did a great job defending those 11 takedowns. He didn't get taken to the ground once, which is good. And I think that he can come back from this with a few months of training, but we'll just have to see as time passes by. So in round one, this is where the fight was just getting started. Ankalaev was already landing some hard shots, and Alex maybe got a couple shots in, but they weren't as significant. I don't think any super significant shots happened in the first round, but Ankalaev was keeping him on the back foot and maintaining the control of the octagon as he was pressing forward. And the one thing that he was doing very well was just closing the distance, because if you watch the fight over, you could see that in almost all the rounds where Ankalaev was pushing forward against Alex Pereira, he was very toe-to-toe with him. He was very close to him, and he was very in his face. And one of the things that Alex needed to make an adjustment with in the first round was that he was just keeping his head on the center line a lot of the times, and he was being more hesitant towards the end of the fight, but I think it was caused by the erratic movements and speed of Ankalaev's angular lateral movements, and he was keeping his head on that same line, and he was getting caught with those straight punches, that 1-2 that Ankalaev was throwing, and it was really messing his game up, and he wasn't thinking about moving laterally and getting off the center line. Now in round two, obviously we all saw what happened. Same kind of thing in round one, where he was just pressing forward, maintaining control of the octagon, and he was just landing harder shots. And he got that 1-2 that just almost dropped Alex and sent him into the cage, and then he landed another forehead shot after that. I wish I could show up here without getting copyrighted, but I can't. But that's pretty much how round two went. He dominated round two. Now, round three, from what I remember, I wish I could just watch the fight over. I only watched it the one time. But in round three, I think it was Alex who was kind of pressing forward a little bit, landed a couple good shots. He landed a good head kick. And honestly, I think that head kick really, really fucked with Ankalaev's game a little bit. And I think if he were to try harder to move laterally quicker and just set up that head kick with that calf kick, because the one time he threw the calf kick, he was able to throw the calf kick and then land that head kick right after, up with the right. So he threw the calf kick with the left and then came up with the right head kick, and he landed flush, and it messed with his game a little bit. If he kept doing that and maybe moved laterally to try to land that left hook and do some of that stuff, then he would have had a better round 4 and 5. But also, as the fight goes on, you get a little more tired. You can't move as fast. Alex wasn't doing as much wrestling in these rounds, but he was still a little worn down. Now, in the round 4 is where he really, really wore him out. And in this round, this is where he was getting closer, landing some strikes on Ankalaev, and he was actually pushing him into the cage and doing some cage fighting, where he was pressing onto him, keeping the head control, and just throwing those shots and knee strikes and all kinds of stuff. But what he was really doing was gassing him out. And Alex was just getting so gassed and so worn out from all that wall wrestling that when it came to the 5th round, he was very discouraged, because after that 4th round, when he was walking, he sat down. You could see the exhaustion and the discouragement in his face. Going into round 5, I would say Alex actually had a good first minute and a half of round 5. In round 5, the first minute and a half, he was not on his back foot as much. He was landing some good shots. I think he landed 1 or 2 good shots. He set up an angle. It caught Ankalaev's attention. Ankalaev wasn't doing as much wrestling in that round until the very end. But after that minute and a half is when Alex started to go back onto his back foot again. And this is where he started that pressure game again. And the one thing that he did the whole fight, like I said before, was just get super close to him. He would just get super close to him, close the distance, and then throw these strikes. And that's why he was able to land so much on Alex without, because everybody else is trying to shoot from the outside or strike from the outside. And you're getting caught with Alex's left hook. You're getting caught with his jab. You're getting caught with anything, a calf kick, something. He's going to throw something to stop you. But Ankalaev was able to stay super close to him and then land those strikes and also push him into the cage via the pressure that he was putting on with the ring control or octagon control. And in that fifth round, he was actually able to almost get a takedown. He got to his back, almost dropped him, but Alex was able to turn back into him and stand back up. And like I said, I think he did a great job with that. And my final opinion is, I think Ankalaev, hate to say it, but I think he did win that fight. But I think with some time, they can have a rematch. I don't think he was so much better than Alex that Alex couldn't possibly come back from this. I really, truly don't think so. I think he does need to work more on his wrestling cardio. Definitely more wrestling. That's basically all he needs. But he's also got to look back at the film and he's got to figure out what went wrong in the game with his striking too. Because Alex never fights on the back foot like that. And he was giving him serious problems. And it didn't start until after he started getting the wrestling and wearing him out. Because once you start thinking about, oh, he's going to grab me, you're going to be a lot more cautious with how you're striking and moving around. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, then like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. Peace.